Hi there, Chevy owners. Today in your 2016 Chevy Silverado, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install BullRing's interior stake pocket tie downs. So here we just got our cooler here. We just went ahead and stacked up some gear and secured it to the side. So that can be really useful to hold something like this. You've got this fully filled up with a bunch of 12-ounce cans. It can get pretty heavy, so it's good to secure that to the side to make sure it's going to make it to your destination and everybody's going to be able to enjoy it themselves. And these have a 1,000-pound load for each of ours, so you could have some larger equipment that you could section off and secure that off on one side, and then have this free up in this area for some other things. Maybe you want to keep some tools in this section, and you keep parts and other things like that in this section. There's just a lot of options that you've now got available because you can secure things off as necessary to maximize the use of your truck bed. And these really come in handy if you're moving as well. So more than just going to the beach and getting some work done, this can really help out securing those items in your bed. So chairs are really weird things that oftentimes you're stacking up at the back, and they got plenty of through holes. And you can see here that you could use a single strap on some of your lighter gear and a single hook to hold those things in place. You don't have to use multiple hooks, even though you get multiple in your kit. And being able to easily add anchor points to the interior of your bed is really nice if you have a tonneau cover, especially one like this where the tonneau cover covers up the majority of the stake pocket here, so we can't really utilize those like we could before. This way we can still have some tie downs in our truck that will work even when we've got our tonneau cover retracted. If we were to pull it all the way back, those stake pockets, anchor points that we added here are still going to be usable below the tonneau cover. So it just adds a lot of versatility to your truck. It's a quick and easy way to get them back here. So if you want to follow along with us here real quick, we'll show you how to get them installed. We'll begin our installation here in the back of the vehicle. These are for the interior stake pockets, so the inner ones that you'll see along the edges. And with these, there are plastic caps that just pop out of the way, and then our anchors will install right in place. Now before we install the anchor, there is a screw that's located in there. We are going to have to take that screw off. This thing also slides, so when you get it, it may be retracted. You are going to have to pull that out of the way so that way you can get on it with a screw there. It's just going to be a Phillips bit, so we're just going to use a Phillips screw bit here to remove that from there. Starting it there with the tool, and then it's pretty easy to just unthread that out of there. Now in your kit, we do sell these in a lot of different variety of quantities. So whether you're wanting just 2 of them, maybe you just need a couple in the front or a couple in the back, you can get it in quantities of 4 or even more if you're, depending on how many you're wanting to add to your truck. So you can just pick that at the time of purchase, how many you're wanting. So we're going to be doing 2 on each side. We're going to be putting a total of 4 on here. After you've got that screw out of the way, we can pull the cap out from our side piece there. So we're just going to use a plastic trim tool. You can use a screwdriver, but I would recommend something plastic so that way you don't scratch up the paint. Just pop that guy right on out of there. We'll go ahead and pop out the one further forward as well, since we're also going to be installing one in this location. After we get those popped out of there, our mechanism secures in there pretty easily. We'll just take it and show you that it has about 3 separate pieces that's on the anchor there. So you got your back piece, you've got your middle plate, and then your outer plate. The back piece and the middle plate, we want to be behind on the inside of this hole, behind the metal there. And then our outer plate's going to cover everything up. So you can also choose which way you want the anchor to point, up or down. Up is kind of the recommended way to install it there, so that's how we're going to be putting it in. So go ahead and slide the inner piece and the plate into position. And I found that if you put the plastic piece in first, you can usually then take the plate and slide in the top, then lift up for the bottom, and then just kind of drop it back down. And then we're going to pull outward on the anchor there, and that's going to bring the nut fastener on the inside closer so we can easily line it up with our screw. We'll just take our screw and get it started in there, and then go ahead and run this on down. And at this point, just kind of center it on there, make sure it all looks nice and where you want it. And then just finish snugging it on up there. We're going to repeat this process for the other hole that we've got on this side, and then we'll head over to the other side and use the same procedures over there. Now you do want to be careful when tightening this down. If you over tighten it, you could potentially damage it, but before that, you'll most likely be able to feel a difference in its operation. So right there is pretty smooth. If we snug it down just a little bit more, it'll get a little bit stiffer. Just a little bit. And but yeah, if you tighten it down too much, it'll actually cause a drag on your anchor to the point where it'll stay out and be difficult to push in and out. So just be careful when tightening that down. We're gonna go ahead and just move up to this one and repeat, and then do the other side. So now we've got them all installed. Here we can see them in the truck bed. It's really nice the way that they are flush, so that way when you're not using them, they don't really take up any space, kind of minimizes any chance of when you're trying to slide something out of the bed that it'll get caught or hang up on anything. And honestly, they look just great in the truck. They really match well in with the interior. It kind of looks like this was just something that would have came with the truck normally. When you're ready to use it, you can pull outward on it to extend it, and then we can hook onto it there. And it's got a pretty decent size opening. I can fit my finger in there pretty well, so you should be able to hook in most of your S-hooks that you would find on like a ratcheting strap. And that completes our installation of BullRing's interior stake pocket tie downs on our 2016 Chevrolet Silverado.